All right, guys, so these are some example note problems on some dihybrid and two trait crosses. The difference here is before we would just do either or. So is it tall or is it short? Is it green or is it yellow? But now we're saying, is it tall and yellow or is it short and green? So we have two traits that we're crossing. So the first thing that I want to explain to you guys is that we are crossing, right this minute, a blue flower with a yellow center and a blue flower with a white center. So we're going to go and color those. We've got blue with a yellow. And we've got blue with a white over here. So this is a little bit tricky at first, but it's not going to be hard if we're consistent, okay? So I'm actually not going to require that you guys do the genotype ratio for these, but I would like for you guys to be familiar with the phenotype ratio, which I will explain shortly. So the difference here is because we have two traits that we're crossing, we need to make sure that we foil it or spread out the wealth of those alleles. So this first one, we've got blue flower with yellow center. We have big B, big C, little c. And then up here, we've got big B, little c, little c. And this is where some people get confused, so look carefully. On each one of these lines, just like the monohybrid crosses, we need to have one allele per trait. So we need to look at the options. We've got big B, little c, okay? Big B, little c is one option. We could have big B, little c again. Big B, little c again. We could also have little b, little c. And we could have little b, little c. All you're doing, guys, is foiling those alleles out. And remember, I got that parent genotype right from here, okay? Now, for this one, we're going to do the exact same thing. We've got big B, big C for the first combination. Big B, big C. We've got big B, little c, and make sure you do a really clear little c. We've got little b, big C, and we've got little b, little c. If you guys have trouble on that foil, make sure you come in and see me, okay? So the first thing that I want to go over are what do these dominant and recessive traits mean? Before we even get filling this out, let's talk about what big B is, what big C is, what little c is, and what big C is. So let's talk about all the possible genotypes first of all, okay? If I had big B, that would give me a blue flower. If I had big B, that would also give me a blue flower. And we know that because that dominant trait is expressed in both of these flowers. Little b, then, would be a white flower or no color. So there are first three genotypes. But what about the C's? Well, let's do it again. We've got homozygous dominant, heterozygous, and homozygous recessive. Big C would give us a yellow center. Big C, little c would give us a yellow center. Little c would give us a white center. And we know this, guys, because look, in these initial crosses, big B is blue for both of them. Okay, and they're both carriers, but this one has big C and it's got a yellow center. This one has both little c's, it's got a white center. So the first thing I want to do is, guys, anytime you want to use coloring to help you fill these out, I would strongly recommend it. So what I want to do is we're going to go through this and first identify the genotype, and then we're going to color it using these yellow and these blue highlighters. So right here, we're going to cross these. Big B, big C, little c. So we've got big B, big C, little c. So let's talk about what that is. Big B, blue. So we know it's going to have a blue flower. Big C, little c. We know that that's got a yellow center. Let's go to the next one. Big B, big C, little c. Same thing. All right, next one, we've got big B, big C, little c. So now we've got two heterozygous. So we've got blue again, and we've got a yellow center. Next one, we've got big B, big C, little c. Same thing again. We're going to keep going through this. This time we've got big B, little c, little c. One trick that I do, guys, is if you can't tell what your capital C versus your lowercase c is underline those capitals. Don't hesitate underlining those capitals. That'll help you clarify what you need to know in terms of if it's dominant or recessive, because like I said, C is a pretty crappy letter, and I probably shouldn't have put it on this worksheet. So we've got definitely a blue flower, but we have a white center. I'm just going to keep going through, guys, and fill this out. Big B, little c, blue and white. Big B, little c, blue and white. Big B, little c, blue and white. Big B, big C, little c, so that'll be blue and yellow again. Got big B, big C, little c, so that'll be blue and yellow again. Little b, big C, little c, so that would be white flower, yellow center. Little b, big C, little b, yellow center again. Keep going on. We've got big B, little c, so that'll have a white center. And I know I'm going a little quick, but we've got all of these laid out here. You can always pause it. Then we've got big B, little c. We've got little b, little c. So that's going to be all white, and then we've got little b, little c, so that's all white as well. So we have already identified up here the genotypes for each of these flowers. So I ask you the genotypes for the flowers. Well, we could have big B, which is blue. We could have big B, which is blue. And we could have little b, which is white. For flower center, we could have big C, which is yellow center. We could have big C, which is yellow center. Or we could have little c, which is a white center. Now, for the phenotype ratio, we have all of these different genotypes. Rule of thumb, you can combine this blue with yellow, or white. You can combine this blue with yellow, or white, etc. So, what we need to do is we need to look at these. What are the combinations that you guys see? Well, I see blue and yellow. Okay, so we know that there could be blue flower with yellow center. We know there could be blue flower with a white center. We know that there could be a white flower with a white center, and that there could be a white flower with a yellow center. And you can either see that by looking at these genotypes and combining them, or you can look if you colored them. And that's why I recommend using colors if you're working through these and having trouble in the beginning. So now we just need to count. How many of these are blue flowers with a yellow center? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 out of 16. How many are blue flowers with a white center? 6 out of 16. How many of these are white flowers with a white center? 2 out of 16. And how many of these are a white flower with a white center? Or yellow center, sorry. 2 out of 16. What I want to do now is I'm going to move on to a different page and give you one more example. And I am going to use this one to do that. So what we have here is we have a tall green plant that is crossed with a tall green pea plant, okay? So we have T, T, G, G crossed with T, T, G, G. So what I want to do first is we're going to have to FOIL, okay? So we've got T, big T can go with big G, so big T, big G. Big T can go with little g, big T with little g. Big T can go with big G, or big T can go with little g. This one, big T can go with big G. Big T can go with little g. Little t can go with big G. And little t can go with little g. So, before we do any color coding, I just want you to help me put these together. Rule of thumb, put the T's together, put the G's together, and make sure those capitals come first. So the first one we've got big T, big T, big G, big G. All right. The next thing I do to help myself kind of identify what each of these traits are, because it's kind of daunting, is I go ahead and I review what do each of these mean. Okay, so we know big T is equal to tall. We know little t is equal to short. We know that big G is equal to green. And we know that little g is equal to white. So what I like to do is I like to go through and I like to go ahead and highlight or identify what each of these possible genotypes could be. So first of all, in order to be tall, we could have big T, and green. We could have big G, big G. We could also have big T, big G, little g. We could also have big T, big G, or we could have big T, big G, little g. That's a lot, but you can also take it step by step here. For tall and white, we could have big T, little g, or we could have big T, little g, little g. For short and green, we could have little t, big G, or we could have little t, big G, little g. For short and white, there's only one, big T, and little g. If you're struggling on that, make sure you come and see me. What I like to do now is I like to go ahead and highlight our options. So let's go ahead and say short and white's going to be pink, short and green is going to be green, tall and white is going to be orange, and tall and green is going to be yellow. What I like to do is I like to go ahead and break down and find all the tall and greens. Okay, so we've got, this is tall and green, tall and green, tall and green, tall and green. Okay, highlighted all the tall and green. Now I'm going to go through and look for the tall and white. No short and green and no short and white. Remember, I'm not going to ask you to go ahead and write out some complex genotype ratio, but if I give you the phenotypes, I want you to be able to tell me what the ratio is. So how many tall and green do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 out of 16. You could put that, or you could say that's 75%. For tall and white, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. You could say 4 out of 16, or you could say 25%. Then there's 0% short and green, and there's 0% short and white. If you guys are struggling on this, make sure you come and see me. I posted a few other videos on this, and there is a key posted this worksheet. Thanks, guys.